We beat Dishonored 1 back in 2017, and interesting story, this game was supposed to be on the voting spreadsheet with the DLC included, but I missed that when Six Gun added it to the sheet. So I only charged it for the main game, and it won based on that. But I didn't realize this until Six Gun told me after I beat it. So Dishonored 2 just won the vote, and as part of the Dishonored 2 playthrough, we're going to play through the Dishonored 1 DLC, which I understand runs about 4 hours per episode, so 8 hours total. I haven't played this game for 2 years, so I remember very little of it. I read the Wikipedia plot summary from the main game earlier today just to kind of catch myself up. It's kind of like this fantasy, gritty England setting where everyone uses whale oil for different things, and there's teleportation and stealth magic and voodoo and plagues and rats and scary whale paintings and shit like that. If you guys would like to bring me back up to speed in anything, if there's something that happens in the DLC that I should have known about from the main game, feel free to just speak up and tell me. That's fine. Veteran. I might do the first DLC on Novice just to get myself back into how to play the game, and then play the second DLC on Veteran. It's fine. Back in 2017, I know, right? I play so many games that I've played them as quickly as I do and not replaying them. I lose all memory of everything after about a year or two.
And the high-born blood I've spilled. Another noble steps in to replace the last one. All equally corrupt. Why should an empress be different?
It's just like this was the start of the original game, when the protagonist of the original game was framed for the assassination of the Empress.
Took him away.
Yeah, Bodyguard was the protagonist of the first game.
I knew I'd pay for this one. Maybe I deserve to.
It's cool he seems to have dialogue in this one. I think the protagonist in the original game was a silent protagonist, right?
Everything I built.
Corvo was the protagonist of the first game, or the original game. See, I should know who this character is for the DLC. Whoa, floating whale. Dope. Oh yeah, put you right. Okay, next game. Great. First button I press, fall off the map. Whoops. Alright. Hey, they're gonna remind me how shit works. I appreciate that, game. Thank you.
You win again, Gravity!
I did not.
Criminal boss you meet in the latter third of Dishonored 1. Did I fight him? That sounds familiar. Hold left trigger to target. While targeting a spherical marker indicates where you'll end up. Including A. Cool. Okay. At least it seems like there's no falling damage. It's very kind in that respect. Blink controls are super fun. I was in a spooky realm like this as Corvo when I got my powers for the first time, right? Escape from his guys. Okay. It's interesting, they're basically playing as a villain, maybe. A villain as far as the protagonist was concerned. Didn't I get... Yeah, I got betrayed by the Resistance guys.
Daud, my old friend.
This dude, the dude that gave magic powers to Corvo.
But you've got my interest again. How the years pass.
This guy's like the Outsider or something like that.
Did you know that there are only 8 like you in the world, bearing my mark? I'm here because you're right.
Okay.
The Empress was different.
8 people have crazy stealth blink magic.
You can't just fade away into the shadows. There will be consequences. Your story is close to ending, and even you can't escape it. But what ending will you make for yourself? I'm here to give you one last gift, Daud. It's a mystery. One that starts with a name. Delilah.
Sounds familiar. Should I know the name Delilah from the original game? And
For
fantasy.
6 months, the city writhed and changed. For 6 months, I tried to forget what I'd done to the Empress and her little girl.
Oh, right, those
But
walls
there
of
was no
light
forgetting.
disintegrate you if you walk through them.
I needed to find my next
Good.
move.
Security
But all I
system.
had was that name.
I think we killed the guy who invented it at the end of the first
Who was
game,
she?
or we were sent to kill him.
A threat. Oh, and
Maybe
ally.
she wasn't in the original game? Okay.
Word came from my second-in-command, Billy Lurk. In a house built on secrets. Lurk was especially good at uncovering them.
Sokolov.
There was a ship called
Sokolov.
Delilah that hunted whales.
Ship.
Bundry Rothwild. A former deckhand who'd made good. Now he owned a slaughterhouse, and he ran his workers like a prison gang. A ship named Delilah. It could be a coincidence, but it's not. In Dunwall, things are always tangled up like a bag of snakes.
I played the first game as a good guy in that I didn't really murder too many people, but if I recall correctly, murdering people increased the chaos, which increased the rats, which increased the plague running everywhere. As Daud, you can use your network of spies and corrupt merchants to purchase equipment and upgrades before each mission. You can also pay for special favors. These favors, the capital F, can have a variety of effects in the mission, such as granting access to equipment caches or revealing secret information. Okay. It's cool that they did these very, standalone, the DLC. It's neat. They start me out with some coins, that's cool. Safe code. It's actually really similar to Alpha Protocol. Okay. I think I had a pretty good time with the sleep dart. But if I'm gonna be lethal, I should probably be lethal when I'm playing as the kind of sort of bad guy. Let's see. That seems pretty cheap. Bribe labor will misplace a rune he found in a crate full of old scrimshaw bound to the Academy of Natural Philosophy. Let's see how much. I only start with 2. Rude. Alright, we'll see how badly that screws me over. Enter the Rothschild slaughterhouse. As a result of your bribe, the alarm system has been disabled and there will be no alert if you begin turning on pressure valves in the refinery area. Bundry Rothwild is a ruthless businessman who owns a slaughterhouse and a fleet of whaling ships, including a ship called the Delilah. Infiltrate the slaughterhouse and find out who's behind the name. Loot the watch officer's safe. Get the rune under the slaughterhouse. No mission items. Powers. Got Blink and Void Gaze. Void Gaze is just always on. Maybe it is a power I have to turn on. I remember some of these now. We're doing both the DLCs for Dishonored 1 because we already played Dishonored 1 in 2017, and then we're going to play Dishonored 2, which I haven't played yet. Here we go, Void Gaze. Press left trigger to see in the dark and to help you locate bone charms and runes. With this power equipped, the mark of the outsider on Daud's hand will light up when you're facing a bone charm or rune. Level 2 shows you important items through solid walls. You can also see their fields of view. And then Blink is still here. Enhanced eyes. Right.
Daud, you're here. I got bored, so I started without you. Turns out we're here on the perfect day. There's a strike at the plant, and it's no wonder. Rothwild runs this place like a prison. The stupid workers can't even get in without a time card. When the strike started, The butchers confiscated all the cards they could find. They've given the City Watch free rein to use force. If you ever wondered why I wanted out of the slums, here's your answer. There'll be other
It was
ways
very
in,
pretty.
I'm sure of it. You don't mind if I tag along,
Just
right?
aged well for
Just to
2012.
keep an old man safe. One last thing. I found something for you. I know you collect these.
I do.
I'll be on the rooftops till you need me.
Big fan of runes, actually. I need 2 for level 2. I think that was pretty OP before. I'll try to save up for that. Be a sneak. If I recall correctly, sneak is an actual stealth mechanic. Like when I'm crouched, I'm less visible. It's not just a way to crouch behind objects.
Orders are to confiscate those cards. No exceptions.
I hope you die weeping, all of you. I hope the plague gets you.
Do-do-do.
It's no use asking me anything. They've got my time card.
Good, I'm glad I didn't choke you out.
Things. Anyone who knows anything's locked up down by the dock.
Isn't there a way for me to, like, peek over cover? Maybe not. Gotta find the lean button. Let me try to figure out how to do that real quick before I go much further. I think it's the Y button. Okay, that's convenient. Is there any reason for me to not have my knife out all the time? I detect a rune nearby. 19 meters. And I'm actually invisible while leaning, right?
Huh? Someone get over here! Firing! Die!
Okay, I guess I can't stealth people when they turn a corner. Alright, we're a bad guy now. That's fine by me. Technically playing as a guy is questionable loyalties. Whoops. Didn't want to do that. I wanted to turn enhanced eyes back on.
There! Someone's been killed! When I... There you are!
Hey, friend. Nice, took your head off. Didn't get to see much murder in the base game. Alright. Hi, rats. How you doing? Coin. Leviathan Sorrow. Treatise banned by the Roadshore Trade Council. I really like the lore in this setting. One of my favorite art pieces, art objects in any game is the painting of the huge, like, Cthulhu whale from this game. Breeding and husbanding of whales versus hunting the beasts in the wild after a natural and free life cycle. Cloudy offers no solutions for where these massive malevolent creatures might be pastured. Only the aesthetic wonder of what is in reality the great and terrible ocean that ever threatens to swallow us. Includes arguments in the gentle nature of the brutes, a notion refuted by seamen who return to shore wide-eyed with tales of the whale's savagery. Riccati's on his weakest footing, issuing up feverish warnings against the displacement or transference of natural beasts to their native environments. So I probably could have done some blinking to get up here earlier. I'm gonna get that rune so I can get enhanced eyes level 2. Rat poison. We need to rid the sewer of the rat infestation. Make sure you set this crate of potted meat aside so we can lace it with rat poison. Cool. It's the Empress. So. It's directly beneath me. How do I get to it, though? It's not an open door. It's not real. Whoops. Oh. Some whale oil back there that I can use.
Get over here.
So stealthy. Block melee attacks, got it. Doo-doo. Footsteps I hear are above me, maybe? We'll see. Oh, that's gross. Hey, it's Bone Charm. Right, because Bone Charms are like passives that you unlock, right? And then runes are a separate thing that you get that lets you get more skills. Right, okay. I remember now. Do that safe thing in a second here. If I remember correctly, security door panel, circuitry. I have no rewire tools. Okay. Could use that to turn off the zapper thing, which, if I recall correctly from the main game, is pretty brutal. Gonna have a repeat of last time, aren't we? Yep. Let's try not to. Really want to get the ability to see them through walls. Don't think it's the very next upgrade, but it's the one after that. I think I might be able to make a noise to get their attention. Let's see.
What's going on there?
Can at least draw their attention that way. Nothing to see here. Move along. Doo-doo. Oh, that actually did a thing. It's neat. Didn't get his attention, though.
That might be worth checking out.
Come check it out, dude. You know you want to. He gives up quickly, doesn't he?
Oh, assassin, help!
Yeah. So I didn't let the button off fast enough. Everyone's gonna die. It's gonna be great. Don't even trip, dog. Meat, death, bones, and song. Leona looks worried when I come home at night. She's looking for that spark, our love, the life we had just 2 years ago, all our ambitions. The more she pulls at me, the more I resent her. The more I bury all that. Gave up my studies at the Academy of Natural Philosophy when her father was killed. So mismanaged with her finances, with so many debts in arrears that her mother and younger brothers would have been ruined had I not. Time of plague, it takes all one's efforts to stay afloat. The desperation, the blood, and the rats. Man, it's dark. God, how well written this game is. Is Dishonored 2 as well received as this game? Also, what year did Dishonored 2 come out? I haven't set up the how long to beat for it yet. Potted whale meat hype. Slackjaw, wanted for various crimes. Did we fight Slackjaw or do something with Slackjaw in the base game? That name sounds familiar. Hey, Corvo, that's the protagonist of the first game. 2016? Right on. Pestilence warning. Yeah, I'm not really helping with the whole pestilence thing right now, am I? More useful shit way over that way. Nothing in this general area, though, I don't think. No, third floor. Okay. That sounds right. Didn't I end up fighting Granny Rags? Like, was she like a... That one really stuck out with me. She was like secretly a witch or something? Send us food, not bullets. Yeah. Sorry you have no head, friend. I think that does me much favors at this point. I can just backtrack over here, right? Yeah. Okay. Remembering how things work. Plague, stay away. I'm gonna do the opposite of that. Do I like the whole plague thing in this? No, Suglov's health elixir, that's right. Weeper corpse, right, weepers. They're like people that have the rat plague really bad, right? Usually live in the sewers. I like the whole plague theming of this game. Let's see, I did spend all that money on sleep darts. Let me remind myself how to use it.
Work at industries deemed vital to state interests has been declared treasonous by the Lord Regent.
It doesn't go out instantly. This might not be sleep darts that I'm currently using. Hold up. Remind myself how to set my wheel. There we go. I think I do it from here. Sleep dart 13. Much better. Alright, the auto target's pretty great. It's fine. I'm so sneaky. I love that it's... I have to turn this wheel to turn the alarm off. That's pretty awesome.
Seen on the Slaughterhouse Row. He is to be captured or killed on...
Yo. Do sleeping guards stay asleep forever in this, or do they get up eventually? I think if you choke them out, they stay choked out forever. But it is relevant, they like get them out of the range of enemies. Right, enemies can move through the walls of light, but not me. Slaughterhouse was a good guy. Can you be good? Slackjaw was allied with me is probably the only way to put it, right? This is probably some jumpy jump shenanigans.
Has been seen on the Slaughterhouse grounds. He is to be captured or killed on sight. We have the full compliance of the law and the city watch.
Should have brought some rewiring tools. Okay. I guess that just turns off the alarm bell, though. Probably if I can get to that, but I can't blink through that wall. Can I use... I don't think I can use blink to climb, right? I can use it to move horizontally, but not vertically. Oh wait, no, that's right. You get the little arrows. My bad. Blink system is pretty genius. It does a good job of not misleading you into thinking that you could make something when you really can't, you know?
Has been seen on the Slaughterhouse grounds. He is to be captured or killed on sight.
Makes for some fun level design choices, too.
The city watch.
Spiritual remedy. Granny's recipe. Port side eye of whale, newly dead. Plop it in the pot, grizzly and red. Weeper, weeper, weeps no more. Laid to rest on blood-edged floor. Do this for me, dearie, and I'll give you a birthday treat. Granny. Great. Oh, it's actually an objective. Find the ingredients to complete Granny's recipe. Okay.
They used to tell stories about a woman in the slums who did work like this. Granny Rags. They said she was 100 years old.
Yeah, Granny Rags. She's an evil witch who I punched for fun at the end of the game. I don't know if that was scripted to happen, though. Ooh, yeah, I feel like Blink is most of the fun. It looks like this one, you have to use it. But since it's a self-contained DLC, I guess they can get away with making sure you use certain abilities. Hey, it's a whale. Another whale. Oh, man. Setting for this place is pretty cool. Remember, it took me a while. This base game had a pretty upside-down difficulty curve, if I recall. And beyond that, it just kind of took me a while to get a hang of the stealth mechanics, like when you were safe, when you weren't safe. Health Elixir, Slaughterhouse Row. Excerpt from a book on Dunwall city districts. Individual slaughterhouse might fold due to mismanagement, but the numbers stayed roughly the same, producing the meat, leather, and grease byproducts needed across the capital city. Everything is based on whale meat and oil. Whale oil? Early into Empress Jessamine Caldwin's. Isn't Empress Jessamine the daughter of the Empress, the little girl, or was that the woman who was assassinated at the beginning of the first game? Because the Spy Master took over. Here at Burroughs. The number of slaughterhouses quadrupled and the demand for fresh whales increased proportionately. Many districts immediately adjacent to what was suddenly known as Slaughterhouse Row began to change as families moved away to avoid industrial fumes and awful runoff. That sounds disgusting, but this place smells horrible. Glad we don't have smell-o-vision in video games yet.
After this morning, we're taking away time cards on site.
Forgot
Nobody
about
gets in or out
audiographs.
without those things. Time to send a message.
The punch card? That's fantastic. I love it. Safe. Alright. I know the safe combination, don't I? Well, so other more different safe, I guess. Maybe not. Main entrance. Safe code. Someone left the safe code behind. That's right. Okay. I still have to work for it. Hey, is that... was it Samuel? This boat is shining is interesting. I don't know if I'm allowed to go down there. I think this game had swimming. About to find out.
You're Daud.
Daud.
No, that's
Shit,
not
I
Samuel.
hope you ain't here for me. I'm just a little fish in a big pond.
I want to know about a ship. The Delilah.
Yeah.
I like that this protagonist isn't silent now.
Listen, maybe we can help each other out. I work for a very rich man who's keen on seeing Rothwild's business go belly up. This whole business with the strike, our doing. We got a mole on the inside, a lady pretending to run the labor crews, a real talent. She could lie straight to the High Overseer's face and get away with it. We were supposed to meet up last night. I've been spying on the place all day waiting to hear word. Only I haven't seen or heard a peep. I was about to shove off. You're here to make a little mayhem anyway. Maybe you could find her. If she's still alive, she'd be able to get you everything you need to know about that ship. No question. And a substantial reward besides. Her name's Abigail Ames.
Cool, feels like a somewhat secret side quest. Right on. Yes, can I swim? I can swim. Wonderful, and I have a breath meter. Okay, I seem to remember swimming around the hub town first game. Abigail Ames, they say. You ever hear the whales singing? Nothing to see here. Yeah, never mind, there is something to see here apparently. And then we murdered everyone. Hey, you take damage from your allies shooting you. That's cool. Ow. Oh shit, I just got zapped, didn't I? Oops. See where it auto-saved. Maybe after I talk to the guy in the boat. Thanks, game. That was nice of you.
I tried sneaking in by the sewers, the runoff tunnels under the slaughterhouse. Almost had my nuts fried off.
Let's try to not get detected this time, maybe. Oh, they've got zappers to keep me from moving too far out, maybe, is what that stuff is. Alright, let's chill here for a minute. Not take on the entire watch. Can't walk too far up here because of the wall of light zapper thingamajig. Yeah, Corvo is silent and you're not silent in this. I think that's cool too. Doo-doo. Oh yeah? I don't need to get headshots for that, it looks like. Can't trend further out here. So it only auto-targets when you're really close to them. Silent combo. Is that whale oil? That's cool. They can wake up sleeping guards. It's good to know. Stay clear. Danger. Laborer lockup key needed.
But if you get us out of here, you can take mine.
I'm not coming back.
Alright.
The key
I
to
will
the
work
gate
on it.
Is in the break room across the yard from here.
Cross the yard. Roger. Doo-doo.
Where are you?
Peeking behind this wall. Nothing to see here.
I know you're here.
Good, I can see his icon through walls. That's helpful. Well, kind of, sort of.
Oh, I'll find you. How could we let him get away?
Some people's guards, man. Tell you what.
Okay, you idiot. Time to chat. Someone clear the line.
You jerkwad.
Come on, please.
Daud is a murderer man, but he's still gonna do side quests for people. Boat checks on the Wrenhaven. Dearest Rutherford, your latest writing brought me a mix of sadness and delight. Your patrol is a difficult assignment during these times, but it's important work. It saddens me that such a vile organization as the Dead Eels even exists outside the realm of those lurid Gothic novels we read as schoolchildren. What are Gothic novels like in this universe? Okay. Nowhere safe in Dunwall, no kidding. I haven't really played any other games that have a setting quite like this one, like Plague Europe inspired, kind of steampunky. Collect blueprints to unlock new upgrades and equipment at the start of the next mission. Great. That's a thing. Mines. Delivers a powerful electrical charge, reducing the target to ash. Not something I got to use in my main playthrough, but now that I'm a murder man, I guess I can. Based on the arc pylon. Sokolov, the guy who invented it. The arc pylon is like a wall of light, but it's for a smaller area around the pillar, right? Okay. Hans dies. I need a rune. Where are the runes? There's a bone charm, which is not a rune. Get this safe code real quick if I can. Copper wire. It's supposed to be right here. Puzzled. Let me read my entry on that. Find the combination written on the wall. Is it a bug that I can't see it? Doesn't look like it works with enhanced eyes. That's weird. I might Google it here in a second. Dishonored DLC safe code not on wall. Missing safe code, Knife of Dunwall. Okay, someone else has had the problem. That's good to know. Go ahead and save here real quick. Oh, okay, hold on. Glad I checked. 559. God, I could bust boards. Get up. Come on, get down with the sickness. Hey, guys.
We still need to get past that wall of light contraption they put up. If you can shut it off, we can slip past the city watch when the time is right.
Alright, I'll work on it. You guys have any sweet loot in here? No, just a side quest? Alright. I'll work on it. Let me go get this safe first. The safe was all the way up here somewhere. Hold up. Oh shit. Well, fortunately I just saved. That sound effect is you're about to get nuked. Watching me play Google. Five, 559. Hey guys.
That wall of light contraption
Yeah,
they put up.
working on it.
If you can shut it off, we can slip past the city watch when the time is right.
I gotta get all the way back up to the safe. So let's start doing some jumpy jump shenanigans. Five, 559. Right, sleep darts, spiritual remedy, ingots. Oh, it pays for itself. Time card. Okay. Use a timestamp machine. There is falling damage in this game, right? But you can avoid it by blinking places. No open flames. I like that there's a lot of flavor loot in this game that just turns into money. The Arc Mine. Experiments continue with what I've been calling the Arc Mine. Can this work out of Idle Curiosity? Idle Curiosity, can I just destroy people, disintegrate them when they walk near a thing? Is that a George Carlin bit about the flamethrower being invented by someone who said, I want that person over there to be on fire? Early test on livestock. And Sokolov guy is not nice. Already scheduled for execution for a crime that I assure you were most dire. Brought a prisoner from Coldridge, someone named Vaughn, maybe as someone I ran into at the beginning of the first game. Psychological impacts on enemy forces. Maybe a way to produce a version of the Arc Mine that's harmless, simply rendering the subject unconscious. Well, that would be nice for my core playthrough where I wasn't murdering everyone I ran into. Oh, thanks. I guess that's an alternate way I could have gotten in. I see. I want to turn off the thingy out here. Oops. Right, there's like a minimum mana you can have that you always regenerate up to so that you always have access to blink, right? Oops. Controls for that thing are probably in here. Ooh, that's cool. Pylon control box key. It's pretty well hidden. I dig that. I feel like you could make a game that's just, you have crazy movement abilities and you need to explore the map for little secrets like that. And that just be the core mechanic. Whale oil. Harpooner songs. Excerpt from a book of sea shanties sung by sailors. What will we do with the drunken whaler? Feed him to the hungry rats for dinner. Slice his throat with a rusty cleaver. Stuff them in a sack and throw him over. Way hey, and up she rises. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've seen one that's like first person with like really hidden stuff. Like that key was at the under one of the seats on a boat. It was difficult to find with perspective. Can't carry ammo of this type. Okay. Ouch. Yeah, first-person collectathon that's not a Metroidvania like Metroid Prime could be cool. Bet you could make levels like that in something like Gary's Mod. A scavenger hunt game, basically. Neat concept. Oh, he also had a pylon control box key. Right on. Yeah, I like when flavor loot is instantly converted to money. It tells you, oh, it's a bottle of whale oil, and you interact with it, and it's like, you got 30 whale bucks, you know? When you have to, like, manually sell everything, I feel like that's kind of silly. Especially in a game where, like, the items have no purpose other than to sell. You may as well show me what the flavor loot is and then convert it for me instantly. They were clever. The whole arc pylon wall of light thing is a nice way to temporarily limit your exploration, even though you have these crazy warping powers. Nehrim and Enderal and Elder Scrolls Total Conversion mods have a ton of little secrets like that. That's really cool. That's fun. I feel like that sort of thing
That don't sound right.
really succeeds the authored loot tests. You get that developer-player interaction that's so cool. And the execution animations in this game are rad. I never saw them in the base playthrough. Yeah, I guess if you have Sell All Drunk, that's fine. It's still one of those situations like there's no reason why you wouldn't select Sell All Junk, so I guess it helps preserve the integrity of the universe that you have to actually go to the shop and convert it. So, rats eating bodies, that tends to happen if I leave a body near rats? Or is that related to how much chaos I've introduced into the world? Yeah, I didn't like the Skyrim approach. Power, eh? Can I give you power? So, whale oil receptacle? Okay, hold up. Earth done run out of petroleum. Here's one. I had to use an add-on for it. Add-ons are really bad for the health of World of Warcraft, I think. I know players like them, but it means the core experience is pretty awful, and they don't really have much incentive to add stuff that they can depend on add-on authors to create. Oh, that's clever. It's an alternate way to get inside, I guess. Junk shouldn't weigh anything. Yeah, putting it in a separate inventory, that would basically solve all my problems with Skyrim. They'd have to rebalance the economy. No, not just yet. Some other things to explore. It's cool I have multiple ways in though. Maybe we won't go through the front door. Ooh, that's a stressful way to climb things. Walk into it and pray. Yeah. There's been a lot of drama surrounding necessary add-ons in World of Warcraft. Difficult to solve problem. I can fill empty tanks of whale oil. The ones I saw over here a second ago. Okay, I'm slowly remembering mechanics from the main game. Two years is a lifetime ago in stream time. Just another way to get back up to where the safe was, I think. Yeah. Okie doke. Top off my health. Don't need that for anything though. We'll just go ahead and progress. I think I'll go through the side entrance. Yeah, I think that if you're going to do encumbrance, encumbrance should be what you're making this interesting choice about what to bring and what to not bring with you into battle. I really like the way that Dark Souls handles it. Most stuff doesn't really matter. Encumbrance is a measure of the weight of the things that you currently have equipped and how that impacts your performance directly. Yeah.
Rothwild's got a stubborn reputation. I doubt asking nicely is going to work. We'll have to find a more persuasive means of getting what you want out of him. He's probably close to his office. We should start there.
Okie doke. Probably got an autosave when I get in here. Whoops. Oopsie daisy. I think there's a better way for me to know if Blink is going to move me to the platform or not.
Rothwild's got a stubborn reputation. I doubt asking nicely is going to work. We'll have to find a more persuasive means of getting what you want out of him. He's probably close to his office. We should start there.
Blinking's such a cool concept for like a core mechanic.
Marked for shipment to the most distant point of the Empire. And fitted for live cargo, too. Survivable.
Oh, deep. It was only supposed to scare him.
Or you box somebody up in that thing and they won't be back in town for months.
Mission clues updated. An empty crate fitted for live cargo is going to be shipped away soon. Sokolov have donated arc mines. Okay.
Breaks over, looks like.
When's this day gonna end?
I made way too much noise. That seems really bad. Okay, well now I know that I can't drop to the ground like that without making noise and alerting people. Let's try that again. Yeah, games where you actively dread getting loot. I know what you mean. Divinity Original Sin is kind of like that. I like that game a lot, and its loot is pretty cool. But every so often I'm like, oh my god, I need to spend 20 minutes doing inventory management.
We should start there.
I don't think a game I've played where the inventory management part is like super fun.
No, it's true. Is he calling you a liar?
That's what it sounds like. I want to teach you to respect me. That went a little deep. We're only supposed to scare him. Oops.
Well, he did look scared. Just at the end there.
Got time slows while I'm doing that, huh?
Breaks over, looks like.
When's this day gonna end?
Ah, that happened. I remember that happening to me a lot in the base game. This guy I want to stealth because he seems like he's nasty to fight, legit.
Rothwild's got a stubborn reputation.
I'll get better at the blinking while I work on it. Probably good for me to do it now since I assume it's a similar system in Dishonored 2.
Getting what we want out of him. He's probably close to his office. We should start there.
Yeah, right.
Turn it on.
I don't believe you.
No, it's true.
Is he calling you a liar?
Save here after they're done talking.
I want to teach.
Yeah, I seem to remember having this issue of going to press the choke out button and the characters blocking like that, because I didn't get a handle on the exact correct timing for it.
Scare him. Oops.
Well, he did look scared. Just at the end there.
Breaks over, looks like.
When's this day gonna end?
Third time's a charm, let's do it. Alright, so if you block, you can counterattack right after blocking? That's right. That works. I wonder if choking dudes out is slower than just stabbing them in the throat, or if it's more likely to draw attention. Bottles I think I can throw to get dudes' attention, right? Okay, I missed some bone charms outside. That's okay. I'll go back out there later. Ooh, misplaced rune would be great. It's the one I paid extra money for, I think. Can't carry any more ammo of this type. Okay. Really glad this DLC is its own progression track. The meat locker. This place seems nice. Oh, hello. I, the undersigned, agree to renounce any association with any employee union, to abstain from discussing such matters at any time, And to promptly report any coworkers that encourage union views. Hey, is this the meat department at Walmart?
I know what this is. A makeshift interrogation chair. Rothwild must be using it to coerce employees.
Gross. He's torturing employees into not joining unions? Yikes. Did you hear about the Riot Games walkout? Was it yesterday? A couple days ago? Vivisection of the third life specimen is almost complete. Yikes. Like onions, not unions, I swear. Already maxed out on arc mines. Hey, friend. Friend maybe isn't the best word to describe you. Forgot I could hide under things, that's cool. Arc mine. And he is no more. Fantastic. Butcher equipment. Alright, it's not far from where I am. Gotta peep through keyholes, that's cool. In here already, right? Whale physiology. Oh yeah, how'd that work out? Gross. Oh, this place probably smells fantastic.
They're armored in front.
She scared the shit out of me.
Tough in back.
It sounded way closer to me than I thought. Doo-doo. Yeah, it's quite a bit faster, isn't it? I like it. Explosive solution. We grab these from some sleeping overseers. Next whale carcass that needs carving. Try planting these deep in it first. Tenderize things real nice. Yeah, just drop grenades. Perfect. I really want to go grab that rune. There he is. There, dude. Hope you had a nice day. This place is delightful. It's a gross noise. Is there a living whale in here somewhere? There's another rune over this way, which I want very badly. I have an easy way to get up there, though. Show an arrow if I'm going to climb it, right? It is a living whale. Wonderful. That's cool.
The power system in there looks like it will put down that whale in an instant. I almost think you should.
Like it's got little tentacles.
Still.
I don't think we got to see any whales in the base game. Hold up. See useful objects. Living beings through wall. Living field of vision. Yeah, that's sounds great. Basically need that to be able to stealth in games like this. Be higher up in order to climb with that, don't I? Mysterious object. This thing was found in the belly of catch number 184. I've seen plenty of weird things in a whale's gut, but never one of these. Consumed it in the deep. They're all coming from the deep. I think those are little tentacles on its side. See? They don't look like earth whales. Slaughterhouse offices. Keyhole. Oh, that's right. Region is based on whether I spam it or not.
How long? How much does he know by now?
I don't want to do that stuff just yet. Butcher equipment. Get that misplaced rune on the double. This game has this, like, sort of Lovecraftian setting that doesn't really comment on the Lovecraftiness of the setting very much. Which I think is impressive. It shows restraint. Just so happens to have these terrors of the deep. Get this misplaced rune. Should have some mana potions. There we go. Alright. Thanks for the favor. Let's see. Summon Assassin, slow time. Wind gaze is as high as we can get. Blink 2, longer distance. Arcane Bond. I guess they want me to have assassin allies for this. Jump height is increased and falling damage is reduced. Yeah. Oh yeah, move speed. Let's do that. Just make sure there's nothing else that's more exciting. Jump higher by holding A. Maybe this was an alternate way for me to get in here. Oh, this is I had to drop down the little chutes. That's cool. Oh yeah. Jump height upgrade is not insignificant. Void gaze, rats, bone charms, dudes. Area map. Cool. Oh, there's one inside the whale. That's pretty cool. Nice. Swift Shadow. You move forward slightly faster in stealth mode. I guess that's noticeable. No, I can't teleport through walls, right? I think so. Even if I have vision. I might go back outside real quick and see if I can find the runes I'm missing out there now that I have improved enhanced eyes, finally. Let's see how easy it is to get around. Did they give me a map? Don't think so. Just the one that I can find on the wall. His run is kind of janky and silly. Yes, please. Just gonna grab whatever I missed out here real fast. I think I missed a couple bone charms. Alright. Dead guy.
An intruder has been seen on the Slaughterhouse grounds. He is
Rats.
killed on sight. We have the full compliance.
Maybe I'm not missing anything. I think I can see for like a practically unlimited distance, right? Maybe it's not actually unlimited. Oh, there's a rune up there. Okay, that's important. How do we get up there? Can I get there from here? Probably with enhanced blink distance, maybe? Yeah, looking for secrets. I think this is my favorite part of Dishonored. Hopefully this is still a thing in Dishonored too. It's super fun to me. Dope. So yeah, I use that for Blink 2. Or Agility 2. Agility 2 is pretty good for killing dudes from stealth, if I recall correctly. Alright, enhanced eyes, what we got? Yeah, I don't think it has unlimited range.
An intruder has been seen on the Slaughterhouse. He is to be captured or killed on sight. We have the full.
I do like that mana system, as long as you're being careful with your usage. You don't burn through it crazy fast, you know? Loading dock, main entrance, break room, boat storage, sewer flow control. I think there was a bone charm that I saw with enhanced eyes earlier that I didn't actually find. Let's see if I can't track it down here. What the hell is that? Like a health potion, maybe? Let's see. God, that enhanced jump is nuts. Totally worth it. Oh, hey.
I want so young and pure of heart. I'd suggest he's up to no good.
Captured or killed on sight. We have the full compliance of the law and the city law.
Doesn't whisper enhanced jump. Literally garbage. Garbage trash. Oh god, I accidentally tried to wall jump like this was Sekiro. It seems like such an important power-up, the level 2 enhanced eyes. It's a guy's head. That's right, chopped off his head. My favorite all-time Flight of the Conchords songs. A man is lying on the street, some punk has chopped off his head, and I'm the only one who stops to see if he's dead. Turns out he's dead. What is wrong with the world today? What's wrong with the world today? Never said nothing someday. There's really not a secret all the way back here? Lame. Yeah, great place for it too. Yeah, I think I'm basically done here. I do see a bone charm off that way. I might go talk to the guys complaining about the wall of light again. Not sure if I'm considered done with them yet or not.
How am I gonna get into work without my time card?
Sorry, should have given you the time card. My bad. Sorry. There's the thing I was looking for.
Been seen on the Slaughterhouse grounds. He is to be captured or killed on sight. We have the full compliance of the law and the city watch.
This is like under the water? Oh my god, there's a shitload of rats down there. What's that all about? Let me save before I go down there. It's a worrying number of rats. How does one get in there? Warning, possible sewage overflow. Well, there's a switch from that side, and then this wire goes somewhere. Okay. Hey, this thing. Thanks, enhanced eyes. Do not use during high tides. It's a lot of rats. I think those are evil rats, aren't they? Let's see. Light as shadow. Take less damage from falls. Neat. Oh, another way into the slaughterhouse. That's cool. Right on. Man, talk about effort, right? I dig it. Oh wow, I just put you right underneath the whale. Disgusting. There's another bone charm here. Can't tell if that's gonna make me climb. Little whale tentacles. It's cool. I do really like the whole time stops if you're not moving aspect of it. It's cool. Who's the other guy that just saw me? Oh, I think he sees me, kind of. Get over here. Hey! Thanks, rat team. You say that. Shit, that's not good. Doo-doo. Everything's fine, nothing is ruined. How about an arc mine for your day? Don't get the other guy. Wrong guy. Wrong guy. Let's see, what other weapons do I have, since I don't mind about going lethal this time? Pistol, grenade... Try the regular wrist bow. Oh, that's pretty effective, actually. Right on. Just don't want to sword him. Neat. Tivian horror. Poor whale. God, that's such a cool set piece, though. No, it's super mean. Alright, there was another bone charm around here. There it is.
Someone get over here!
Still have yet to play a game that has like really, really good feeling first-person melee combat. I guess there's a new like medieval sword fighting game that just came out, Mordhau or something like that, that tries to accomplish it. I just have this issue where you have this lack of the sense of hitting. You can't tell when you're close enough to do damage. Come on, probably gonna have to blink up there. I really like that climb mechanic. Because Overwatch does an okay job. Has some things where it'll like dynamically slow the frame rate down. Oh, it's behind a safe. That's mean.
What a sad song the old behemoth sings. It looks right at me when I sit here to have my nightcap. Yeah, look at me. A fly next to you, but I'm your master, ain't I? Killed 100 of your kind, and I'll kill 1,000 more before I'm done. Drain you, then feed you to my butchers. The mournful cries of the whales don't touch that lot. No, sir. They don't have hearts, I think. But by the outsider, I think I still have a small one. Shriveled and blackened as it may be. Yes, sing me a lullaby while I have another drink.
Gross. Also, I didn't realize that everybody acknowledged the existence of the Outsider. That may have been in the original game, but I don't remember. The interrogation chair is set up in the meat locker and fully powered. We've run some test runs on a few of the most problematic laborers. They spill all their secrets very quickly. They seem to die easily after about 4 treatments. Ames negotiations. No secrets I can uncover. Daud is an overseer. G. More on Abigail Ames. It's for that dude that was outside in the boat. I need to figure out how to open this safe, though. Where's the safe combination key? Sleep darts. Gonna mess with Rothwild yet. Can't get to those guys yet. There's a bone charm down there, though. I feel like the combination's gotta be nearby, right? Maybe it's in another office room somewhere. Sorry, man, you really look like you're having a bad day over there, don't you? How do we get in there, I wonder? Order shall prevail. Figure out what my fall damage range actually is. I have no sense of it right now. this just goes down to rats. 18. Shortcut to mushrooms. Oh, that's a cool secret. Tibian Aura. There's a lot of stuff in here I missed. Thank you, Enhanced Eyes. Sorry to play this entire game in Detective Vision, but it's extremely useful. Operating a butcher's saw. Sole property of Bundry Rothwild himself. Power supply cutting bladed chip ejector. What's my new bone charm? 4 to 5. You regenerate mana slightly faster. That's cool. The bone charm system is incredible. I love it. Basically perfect. Right. How do we get up there, I wonder? Where even is that? Oh, that's the one that's in the safe, that's right. I gotta find the combination for it. Oof. Alright, well, I'll try. Might be in Rothwild's office. Certainly aren't any notes in here that kind of put me on the right track. I feel like I'd have a note about it, right? $184 maybe? It might be the big number on the side of the whale. Would be cool if that was it. $8M1. Well, M is not a number, so it's not going to do it for me, is it? But just out of curiosity... I don't think that's going to be it. Oh well. We'll come back. We go deal with Rothwild here. This is one of those rad paintings. These are really cool looking.
Fleet report for the month of Nets. The Dauntless sailed north.
Month of Nets. Nice.
Word is she restocked in Driscoll to pursue a large pod east of Morley. The Delilah is coming back fully loaded. No reports of lights or singing. Another sign that Barrister's lost it. The Huntress is in dry dock after a nighttime ramming off Pandysia. Engineers looked at the damage. They say it wasn't a whale. Whatever it was a very odd-looking one.
I don't think I have a way to deal with two people staring at each other, do I?
You're going to fight me. I can tell. This is going to be fun. Anton Sokolov himself made that chair possible. We live in an age of marvels.
This guy seems nice. This game, was there an invisibility ability? Like a limited one? I don't remember. The Opportunist. Never convicted for any of the killings. It's a great way to start the story. Acted in self-defense or in defense of property. Not a family of means. The Abbey of the Everyman. That's such a cool setting. Okay. Seems like a common thread where like they build up that this person's evil, and then as you learn more about them, you find that they're a little bit grayer than that. Took whaling with great success. At sea, he hunted the beast with a single-minded purpose. Take extraordinary risks in locating and harpooning his prey. Cool. So he's not old money, like his last name suggests. Records office key. Alright, with somebody else facing him, I'm not sure how this is going to work, but I did just save.
Tell me about Ramsey's distillation technique. You might be alive to see the...
You? No! Well, Daud, what do you want with me?
I'm not here for you.
Guy in a boat outside.
I'm here to learn about a ship called the Delilah.
Did the Lord Regent send you? That old fool, Hiram Burrows. I know all about the Delilah. All of it. And I can give you exactly what you want.
Please do.
Not so fast. I need something from you in exchange.
That's what I thought. What?
We're both professionals, Mr. Daud. I was hired to get these gutless workers striking, which I did very nicely. And then destroy the slaughterhouse itself. That's where I got caught. And that's where I need your help.
How?
The whale oil in those tanks out there is enough to destroy this entire place.
Cool.
The important industrial bits, especially. Just open all the valves at once to let the oil start flowing.
Hey, there's a Unreal arm cross.
Boom.
What about the people inside?
Growing a conscience? The factory workers are already out. My boss will hire them on, in better conditions than they'd ever see here. Not the butchers, though. They can die screaming for all I care.
Don't try and con me.
Wouldn't dream of it. Here's the key. Don't get caught. You take care of the slaughterhouse, and I'll tell you everything I know about the Delilah.
You know, I could put you in Rothwild's interrogation chair myself. Why should I bargain with you?
Because it's a long and messy solution. And I'm gambling you're not the kind of man who likes that. Make a deal with me, and I can tell you what you want, and pay you for your trouble.
That's fair. I feel like I recognize Daud's voice actor. 5 injuries have been reported over the span of 1 week, resulting in 2 fatalities. 512? You're kidding, right? There's no way that's it. I'll go try it real quick. Well, I'll be damned. It's an interesting way to conceal that. Party crew. Summoned assassins deal more damage. Okay. I think the ability to summon assassins, is that unique to Daud, or did the protagonist Corvo have that in the original game? I feel like I had to skip a lot of abilities that would have been lethal. Maybe this is the game to try it in, this DLC. It's not in the original? That's cool. Royal Physician. Jessamine was the Empress who died, okay. I forget the name of her daughter. Losing the time card is to lose one's job. It could give us a reason to not care about killing the butchers. Emily, thank you. Let's enhance some eyes over here. How about... Turn on the whale oil valve. Tibian ore. Whale oil processing. Out at sea, they secure the beast with hooks. Lines cast from the main ship and from several smaller boots. Always keep the whale from diving deep. Once it's caught, a larger hook is driven to the tail. Ooh. I like how whale oil is like a borderline magical substance, like an unobtainium. You don't really need to think about how it works. So this isn't trigger alerts now. So there were 4 flow valves, maybe? It's a cool place to hide a little item. I guess enhanced eyes kind of gives up the whole hidden loot thing, but all workers must register for elixir rations at the management office. Do not interact with Anton Sokolov when he's on the premises. Loyalty is prized above all else. It's a production record set 4th of Rain. Nets is a month too, that's awesome. Dig it. Nice super jump hype. Cool way to kill dudes. I think it's a different kill animation from the original game too. Turn to Abigail.
Mr. Rothwild's no longer with us.
Oh yeah? Did you ice pick him? Was that you?
It's done. Time is short. Now, about Delilah.
You're sailing in murky waters, assassin. Now, they say that ship was sold to Rothwild cheap by one of his business partners, a barrister Arnold Timsh. They'd planned to sell a portion of...
Oh shit, Daud's Michael Madsen? I probably figured that out in the main playthrough too.
Treason. Would that be why you're here?
It's Mr. Blonde from Reservoir Dogs.
Because that's only half the story. Arnold Timsh sold that ship to Rothwild because he was afraid of its namesake. Timsh fell in love with a painter named Delilah. It was the scandal of the century.
Hence the ship name.
That shrunken old ledger acting like a giddy schoolboy over a nobody. A former serving girl from Dunwall Tower.
Let me guess. It didn't end well.
It never does. But there's a mystery to this one. Something happened that frightened him very much. He dropped her overnight and sold the ship for a quarter of what it's worth. And Barrister Timsh is not a man who scares easy. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask him yourself. But I very much doubt he'll tell you.
I guess we're done here.
Leave Slaughterhouse.
I'll meet you outside.
Sounds good. So many explosions. Take the roof exit, I guess. I think it's closest. Assassin? What are you doing? Maybe it's not the most efficient way out here. Let's try this way. You guys are really working for the man over here. He's showing up once the place is blowing up to take out this guy.
Hold on. Someone's there. Somewhere, scum.
Warning. All employees must leave the ground.
This is where we definitely want the additional blink distance, right? You can call me a hagfish for it, it's mean. Read this already, right?
There you are. Someone get over here.
Magic will not work. Let's see. What is this guy's deal? Interesting. I feel like there was an item like that in BioShock Infinite. Oh, come on. That's what I mean about the melee not being clear how it's supposed to work. Shoot. I'll probably end up going back to focusing on stealthing everything in Dishonored 2. Here I think I need to get more abilities before I can really do it reasonably well. Well, they're dead. So much for saving them. Billy Lurk. What's up?
Thank you. Let's go. I'm worried they sent for the hounds.
This is your last warning. If you are anywhere in the vicinity of Rothwild Slaughterhouse, get out now.
Blood from the eyes.
Is anything bothering you, Daud? I've seen you kill a man without ruffling his hair. You took out the whole neighborhood. Barrister Timsh lives up in the legal district. I know it pretty well. From what I hear, the
Commenting
Timsh
on
family is
my murder
practically
rate,
at
I
war with
assume.
itself. Talk to his niece Thalia if you can. I should probably tag along when you go. Crazy rich people are buying up a lot of that Sokolov security technology these days. Keeps the weepers and looters out. I might be useful.
Yep, we're good. I got everything here. Pretty sure I did. Hostiles killed, 28. I didn't mean to kill 2 civilians. Oops. 2 alarms, 15 bodies found. Overall chaos high. Didn't kill anyone, no. Ghost, no. Oh, I missed 2 runes. That sucks. I thought I found all of them. Oh well, it's fine. Eminent domain.
As a young girl, Delilah was a baker's apprentice in Dunwall Tower. Years later, a painter in Sokolov Circle. Barrister Arnold Timsh paid her to paint portraits. Him, I knew. A nobleman, born rich. And now he was making a second fortune, seizing the assets of plague victims for the Lord Regent. But Barrister Timsh was also fighting a private war with his own niece. Something to do with the family fortune.
Michael Madsen should do more voice acting.
Right.
Got a great voice.
We needed to speak with the niece first. Her feud with the old barrister was something we could use. I got a message to the barrister's niece, and she claimed to know things about Delilah that no one else did. But the knowledge would have a price. I wasn't surprised. I went to meet her.
I don't think I've seen him in anything other than Quentin Tarantino joints. Explosive bolt. That's cool. Okie dokie, let's see. Didn't actually need any of that sleep dart stuff. Bone charm. Yeah. Favors. Yes, please. That's cheap. We should take it. Recommend extra charge, sleep dart capacity, bolt capacity. If you take regular bolts, it pays off, doesn't it? Nice. Take a rewire tool this time, a couple of them. Can find bolts while we're out there. Well connected.
One more body shouldn't matter, right? Thalia
Pick up your rune near the bridge.
It's an alley just past the wall of light. You'll know it by 3 whitewashed skulls.
There's a rune and a bone charm not far. Nothing I can do through there. And some copper wire. Nice. I guess the best way to put it is like, I think if flavor loot converts to money instantly, I can see how that's a bit of an abstraction and people might like to be able to take it to a shop, but it's an abstraction I'm willing to take just because it makes things really smooth. I guess it's rare that I've played a game where only certain merchants will buy junk loot. Like, usually the places where you need money are also the places where you sell junk loot. It's just a question of, do you remember to press the sell loot button? I guess you could argue that it's like, what's the Diablo discussion about having to identify magic loot, that like, you get a present and then you open it. So maybe getting the flavor loot and then pressing sell is 2 valuable like dopamine hits. But I don't know. Turn around. Right. Hope that didn't work. Will work eventually, though. It's hard to target, isn't it? At least the way the swimming mechanics work. I think they completely saw me, did they? Don't stress about it. Yeah, it's really hard to blink from the water. Like, it's possible, but you gotta be at a proper distance, I guess. Just try to not bother blinking, I guess. Stay hidden pretty long, though.
I'll flush you out. Hey, come up.
The amount of dopamine hits and the time it takes to deliver them. More of them in the shortest time span possible. That makes sense.
Better make a pass over here.
Awesome per second. Yeah. I think that's fair. You want to have a good rate of awesome per second throughout the whole game. You don't want to have it be too many huge bursts. There's a room down there. All right, cool. I like how they hide some of these. Alright, where are we at? We're at 2, no, 1. Wait, I do have 2 runes, hold on. Costs 4 for super blink, okay. 3 for movement speed up. Really should try the summon assassin. You're hurt by rats and security devices. If they're not in combat, they might also say something. Oh, they have something useful to say. I feel like I should try that since that's the Daud specific ability, but I really want enhanced blink and enhanced speed first, so we'll see if I get to them in time. Come on, get out of the water. You can do it, Daud. There you go. Proud of you. I think it's okay for the awesome per second to spike occasionally. It doesn't have to be even throughout the whole game. You definitely don't want to have long, boring stretches where nothing happens, you know? Definitely played games where that's the case. You guys are on that shit fast. I'm impressed. Alright, so I can't use sleep darts like trank darts in Metal Gear, it turns out. Poor kid. Wait, they're trying. If it's too high, it stops being awesome, becomes what the game is. I think I've played a game that's like that, where it's so over the top, insanely cool all the time that you kind of get bored of it. I killed everyone. Wasn't very sneaky, but that's okay. I'm the Murderman. I'll probably play the second DLC on normal difficulty and try to sneak better. I've got a better handle on the mechanics now. Still not all the way there. Seems like I really need that enhanced eyes ability to do anything smartly. But knowing that I like can't use sleep darts to knock a guy out and have the other guards go like, oh, that's interesting. You know? They like just aggro you instantly if they see someone get knocked out, which, to be fair, makes more sense than the way it works in Metal Gear.
This area is under lockdown. Any unauthorized individuals are to be considered suspicious and confronted immediately with lethal...
Rewire. Now harm enemies instead of you. A little late for that plan. Let me see if there's any other interesting stuff around here. Whoops, that was an accident. Wonder if you can climb up there and get hit by the tram and die. I think games can sometimes be over the top. Like, I think of it this way. An awesome thing in a game typically is the brief window when you are introduced to a mechanic before the mechanic degenerates to whatever it actually is, right? Because, like, most mechanics in games are degenerate. You do enough healing in an MMO and you realize this is just whack-a-mole. And the goal of the game is to obfuscate that as long as possible. Keep you from seeing the Matrix and understanding how the mechanics work. I think there are some games that improve as you understand the mechanics and see the Matrix. I think that's true of stealth games. Stealth games are frustrating until you understand how to exploit the enemy AI, which is kind of silly. Like, it's not you're good at the game because you're good at the game. You're good at the game because you know the holes in the AI and how to exploit them. Like, you're not going to learn how to be sneaky from playing a stealth video game, right? I think that's the problem with the game that's awesome all the time, because you quickly figure out the formula of how they're making it appear to be awesome. Shooting. What's happening? Shit, I really gotta turn that off. It's a hatter. Not coming to investigate though. Weird. You want to come scope this out? You coming now?
Oh no! Somebody get up over here! Die, you trusted bastard!
Is there anything I can do when someone starts aiming a gun at me? I never had to deal with that in my main game playthrough, so I would always reload if I got into combat. Hey, happy to help.
The Master Assassin.
That's me.
So you want to know about Delilah? Well, my uncle is bewitched by her, so we won't tell you anything. I require only 2 things. Get rid of my uncle, and bring me his last will and testament. In exchange, I'll tell you what you want to know about Delilah Copperspoon. And I'll pay you cold hard coin for your trouble. Come back to me when it's done.
She's got an Owen Wilson
Let's
nose.
meet at the docks when you return. My grandmother's been on her deathbed for years. Now that she's really growing and I'm turning 18, he's terrified.
She seemed pretty chill about that whole situation, but okay. Oh, that Daud. What a goofball. There's a bone charm not far from me. Do I automatically equip my first bone charms? Whoops. It occurred to me when it was like, yeah, increase the number of equipment slots. Like, oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, I feel like I'm moving faster. Nope. Huh. Yeah. It happens. All too often. Okay, thought so. I feel like giving you blink means they really need to give you places to climb up on. I feel like it could be easy to forget that the player's gonna want to do that. Antagonist is just a dork. Sleeping person over here, what's up? Chauncey. This must have been the shooting I was hearing earlier. I wonder if I could have gotten here faster and had something different happen. Ah, there's nothing of interest up here. Interesting. Whoops. That wasn't on purpose. Oh, that's a bummer. It's hard to get back up there. Jump on that light. Wow. Speedruns for these games have to be pretty crazy. Oh, I didn't realize I could do that mid-jump. That's pretty rad. Make it easier to land.
Okay, now I hear you. Someone get
Yeah, about that, friend. I think I make no sound if I'm sneaking and a ton of sound if I'm not sneaking, right? Jerk. William Cotter, captain of the merchant vessel Windover, reports that on the 23rd day of the month of Nets, his vessel was waylaid by the Dead Eels, a gang of notorious criminals. They're really setting that up here. Captain claims that at midnight he heard the aft bell sound the alarm. Dead Eels leader is a woman by the name of Lizzie Stride. Teeth were filed to sharp points. She went about the deck of the ship barefoot. Lizzie Stride proceeded to question the first mate for several minutes before biting the man's tongue out of his own mouth, tossing him into the river. Interesting. Dead counter responsibilities. Commissioned by the Lord Regent in the face of the glowing plague crisis. Is the Lord Regent previously the spy master that's like ruling now with the Empress dead? Because this game takes place before the end of the main Dishonored title, right? Rations of elixir, 1.5 normal pay grade. Missing keynote.
How did we lose him? Stop messing around and come out at once.
Hey, it's a safe. It's...
Come out, and I'll go easy on you.
Yeah, about that.
I'm gonna find you, whoever you are.
It's during the events of the first game, yeah. Yeah, we should play through the Borderlands games on stream at some point. That would be fun. Borderlands 3 though sounds really cool for that. I think for Borderlands to work, you need to be incentivized to swap out your guns a lot. This is true of most looter games, but like, it can suck to get a really cool, really effective gun early on, and then never have a reason to switch off of it. Because like a big part of the fun is finding new guns and using them. So I guess you do that by having like levels and damage numbers, and eventually your cool gun from earlier is still cool mechanically, but it doesn't do enough damage to be worth using all through the whole game. I think that's a good argument for having an XP level system. I feel like in a lot of games those systems are becoming increasingly unnecessary. Vestigial. Depends on the game though. XP works as like a complexity gating mechanic. But you can just as easily gate complexity through like predetermined checkpoints in your story. You beat a boss and you learn a new ability, that sort of thing. Whale oil tax. I think these days I only really like XP when there's a finite amount of XP in the game, like games like The Witcher or Deus Ex or Mass Effect, where XP is kind of a measure of how much of the game you've completed. Grinding isn't possible. Oh wow, the bone charm and the move speed upgrade is kind of significant. Doo-doo. Nothing to see here. Move along. Bone charm, all the way up there, eh? Well, we want that for sure. That's super cool. I don't remember if that was in the base game. The whole time stops when you're not moving during blink. Fantastic. Use that more. It was. That's cool. So you could jump, hold blink while you were in midair. Did you start with that, or did you have to unlock it? Started right on. Well, hopefully it's still in 2. It feels really good. New bone charm. What do we get? Drinking from fountain recharge. No, that's boring. Oh well. Hatter turf. There's another bone charm. Let's go for that. Money, money, money. Money. The outsider walks among us. Oh, that's creepy. Cool. Sustained rage. Didn't pick up adrenaline yet, have I? Bloodthirsty. Granny's recipe. Your birthday treat. Travel Panacea. Then I set out with our good sailors. No doubt half of them have cut their teeth on the rascally pirate ship spawned in the Circonan archipelago. I like when games, you know, have a pretty obvious set of art assets for their level building, and they manage to be creative and build stuff like this out of just, like, you know, I think we've seen, it's like a cot that's on the ceiling. We've seen that little bit of cardboard before, the light, the deer head. It's fun. Choke dust. Powerful irritant can be thrown, creating a noxious cloud. Register Chamber of Commerce. It's a financial heart of the Empire. The financial district was a hive of trade activity. No district employed more barristers, accountants, or indeed more security. Oh, my health is full. I don't need to do that. Alright, we got more runes or bone charms nearby. There's a rune. Simply locked. Okay. Not that kind of climbable thing, okay. Mandatory. Well, I guess it depends on... Like, I feel like what you want to do is you want there to be enough XP on the main quest line to make the game trivial to beat. And then if you get all the XP from everything else, then the game gets real easy. But the more I think about experience points, the more I think that they're silly in most games. Not terribly interesting in a lot of cases. Included just because that's what you do in RPGs, you know? Definitely feels superfluous in a game like Sekiro, for example. Which is really close to, like, bucking the idea entirely, but doesn't quite get there. Turn around. Yeah, I gotta get the global move speed upgrade. It'll make me better at sneaking. Close to it. I think I need one more rune, which might be in the basement of this place. I'm an RPG guy, so I've always been really into experience points, but I think there's often more interesting ways to gate abilities and progress that don't allow for grinding. But like, grinding is almost never interesting. I feel like one of the points of XP is supposed to be, let's have a single resource that rewards the player for almost any activity they choose to take up. So if they try to explore, we'll give them some of this resource. If they try to kill dudes, we'll give them some of this resource. If they solve puzzles, we'll give them some of this resource. And I think it really works in those sorts of games like CRPGs, Baldur's Gate, where it's a limited resource and you can't just say, okay, well there's an infinite number of enemies, so rather than do puzzles or explore, I'm just gonna kill all the enemies. Yeah, when all you see is nails. Yeah. I don't mind it in a game like Dark Souls because, like, you can never grind to the point where Dark Souls is trivial. You can make it a little bit easier, and then it adds the interesting risk-reward, like, death mechanic. Having to do corpse runs. Turn around. Who needs to look through keyholes when you have the power of enhanced eyes? Things are going way better now that I have the move speed, bone charm. It says it slightly increases. They're not understatement of the year. I think there's a rune near me. It's a rune. Trails games do rubber banding XP. If you have people significantly under level, they catch up quickly, and if you're over leveled, you get barely anything. Yeah, like, I feel like games are finding solutions like that pretty naturally all the time now, and they're good solutions. Like, this is a problem, and we should try to solve it. But whenever that happens, it really, like, makes me raise my eyebrow that how close are we to just abandoning it altogether, right? If that's how XP felt for me in, what was it, Nier Automata? That's about everything I can do in the Hatter District, right? Let's see. Can't exit out the front door. Oh, here we go. To-do list. Loot that one place, get even with Craxton. Chauncey took that key we nicked from the watch. He's trying to loot some lawyer types. Get that key in the balconies. Okay. Find the key to the legal district. To give me a indicator for it now. Got the Hatter House key. I guess the rubber banding means that it discourages grinding, but it also encourages fighting a reasonable number of combats as you progress through the game at a normal pace. Like, don't just run from everything. Around 2007, developers started to figure out they could freely add dopamine hits by adding an XP bar to a game even if it's not an RPG. Yeah. What was it? I think the first game to really popularize progression systems like that outside of RPGs was Call of Duty 4, right? And it worked really well. I definitely have this feeling of why should I bother playing a multiplayer game if there's not some kind of bar filling up. I remember this place. That's cool. There's another way I could have gotten into the Hatter building, I guess. Zelda with XP would feel gross. Yeah. Zelda kind of sort of has a hidden experience point system having to do with its loot. Breath of the Wild, right? Like the number of enemies you kill secretly changes what can appear in chests. I guess you don't know what's happening, so maybe it's less egregious. Yeah, and I feel like it's the scaling thing that makes me say, is this whole system stupid in the first place? You know what I mean? Like, that's what's going on with World of Warcraft right now, where you gain levels, when you kill stuff, but every time you gain a level, all of the monsters in the world level up with you. And they're like, this makes all the content in the game relevant. And it's like, that's true. But like, you also never increase in power, and in fact, leveling up actually causes you to decrease in power because enemies scale based on ideal gear for a level, which you never have the instant you level up, right? So they are solving a problem, but it feels like they're so close to just abandoning it entirely. And I feel like people would be really mad if that ever happened. Mad as they are about the scaling system as it exists right now, they'd be madder if there was just no XP in the first place. I think I have to hop around balconies. I'm just seeing if I'm missing anything up here. Note I found didn't give me any clues. Yeah. I don't mind enemies scaling up. Like low-level enemies and lower zones, if you being level synced down to them, if that makes sense. I don't think that you should ever be sidekicked or scaled up to enemies. If you were level 10 and the enemy's level 20, it should destroy you. And I really think the idea of making the enemy scale as opposed to the player scale is dubious. It says it's somewhere on the balconies. Oh, that's really awesome. I could have sworn maybe the slow time was there. I don't know if it was there for jumping in the main game, or if it was, I just completely didn't remember it. I guess I've done everything there is to do. Maybe I'll just try going to the legal district. Oh, wait, it marks it on the map. Never mind, we're good. That note was important. Ow. Excited for Classic WoW. Could also probably make syncing. Oh, I found this guy earlier, but he didn't have the key. Didn't spawn until I found the other thing. That's kind of goofy. Alright. Or if I can avoid fall damage by. I don't think that works. Yeah.
Sir, what is it? I just wanted to say, congratulations on getting your own squad. Huh?
It does bum me out the number of games that are willing to burn content through leveling systems, if that makes sense. Shit, I let the button off. Ow. They gotta warp past them. No one in this world has a clavicle. Yeah. Which is the Elder Scrolls game with the egregious scaling? Is it Morrowind? Oh, this is interesting. Anything down here? There's a rune. That's a big deal. Oh, Oblivion. I had some friends who were into the Elder Scrolls games when I was a kid. I remember hearing them complain about the scaling in one that came out around when I was in high school, so that has to be Oblivion. That'd be almost impossible to find without the enhanced eyes. 2 out of 7 runes found. Do I want to save for Blink? I think I want the movement speed first. Because that makes my sneaking speed up. Yeah, and that lets me kill dudes before they turn around, which is really important. drone destroy you if you went to the wrong area too early. Become weaker as you level. I think I don't mind leveling as a provider of options. Like, I think the leveling that bothers me is when leveling affects your statistics. Like, there's the way World of Warcraft currently works, statistics are effectively fixed because of the way everything scales. Like, you may as well have permanently a 10 in primary stat, you know, a 20 in health if you're one class, a 22 in health if you're another class, and so on. It goes up and down and gets confusing with scaling.
On the rooftops nearby. We've been anticipating doing a hit on Timsh for some time.
I know.
Basically, math is kind of boring. Math is our easiest shortcut to balancing anything. So outpost on the rooftop overlooking the legal plaza contains information and supplies. Let's do it. But like, we use math for balancing because it's much easier than adding more complicated AI or more player options. Max mana has been slightly increased. That's cool. And that's like practically impossible to get right. I wish there was a plunging attack in this game. Oh, hi, Roland.
Daud, isn't it?
Glad I didn't try to stab
You
you.
wouldn't be in this district unless you were after Timsh's head.
What do you want?
Revenge. To do to Timsh what he did to me. I want him homeless, a victim of one of his own eviction documents. I've prepared one, complete with the forged signature of the Lord Regent. Please, go to my old apartment. It's right next to Timsh's estate. Here's the address, but I doubt you can get inside from the streets. There you'll find my journal, which contains the entire plot and everything you'll need. But you're a businessman like I once was. I don't expect you to do this for free. If you do go to my apartment, you'll find something stashed there. Consider it your payment in advance.
Cool. Thanks, dude. Oblivion made it hard to play the game. You had to micromanage each level to keep up. Yeah. I feel like if in Final Fantasy X the world scaled whenever you got sphere points, whether or not you spent it, so you had to spend it every level. And spend it wisely. That feels so good to do. I really dig it.
I know it's the job, sir, but it's awfully hard seeing them turned out like this. I don't even have the plague. I've been there last week.
Excellent. Simmons, you'll show me this back stoop and we'll go in that way. Start tallying the place up.
Okay, hopefully that'll work. Murder these guys.
We'll get Timsh's money.
But, sir...
I'll put it another way. You think I care which door we kick in tomorrow? The next day? Behind each is another useless pack of aristocratic sots and their precious offspring. And I don't care if they all end up mudlarks.
Sir, they've been good to me.
Simmons, before I worked for Barrister Timsh, I was dredging...
Yeah, I don't know how to do equipment in MMOs, to be honest. Like, you need to have some kind of rolling progression treadmill, but I haven't played a game yet that does it right. It always feels icky.
Broken furniture. Other times it's just rats inside, hundreds of them, stripping some drunk to the bone. Maybe you'd like to be transferred to my old squad.
No, sir. Certainly not.
I used to call myself brave, Simmons. Till I saw a man lose a fight with a pile of rats. So when Barrister Timsh Says all I gotta do is rough up a rich bastard, cuff him a few times till he stops talking about his rights. I jump at the chance. I cry with happiness. You understand me?
They're gonna finish talking and get nuked instantly, aren't they?
You won't be alarmed when they see me.
Right. Good man. It's them or us. No room for heroes in the time of plague. Just do your job and I'll make sure you keep this posting.
Yeah, about keeping the posting. It's pretty funny. That man is dead now. Can't use it to avoid falling damage. Okay, good to know. Not even a shadow of his former self. Right. Thanks for not zapping me. District Waterfront, the Plaza, abandoned apartments. Granny's recipe. It's the one I just undid, right? That feels so cool! How do I not remember that being possible from jumping? Hey, buddy. Oh, I was supposed to be able to talk to you. Whoops. Sorry. Oh, I wasn't supposed to kill him. Okay, thanks, game. Appreciate it.
He's in the lobby.
Oh, it's Billy. Oops. Dun-dun-dun. Whoopsies. Sorry. Didn't mean to. Interesting it even lets you do it. It's kind of wild. Alright, and an apartment, let's do that. So much for time slow. Whoops. Doo-doo. Doo-doo. There's a rune here. Cool. Let's try to get that. How do I get in that building though? So I can start by jumping up. Jumping up here. Yep. Super jump hype. Jumping up here. And an apartment. First try. But I didn't fall to my death. That's a fun sound. Oh, it's the sound of the rune. Thanks, spooky rune. I have one rune. Okay. I'm gonna finish getting Blink 2 and then I will try Summon Assassin since it's Daud's unique ability. Roland's Journal. Trivial acquire a blank generic form to evict people. Under Timsh basement, there's a device that circulates air in the building. If some material happened to find its way into the device, the building would reek like a weeper's den. The unsavory gentlewoman living in Unit 10 is offered to provide the odorous item and a sturdy sock to contain it. She craves my rune in exchange. Okay, that's cool. Apartment 10 key. Find the odorous sack. Oh, that's my non-lethal option. That's cool. There's another rune in that window. Don't die. I see you, baby. There's several runes in there. Dang. I want that for real, for real. Doo-doo. Weird whale fish statue. Nice. Every time there's an update and new stuff is added, none of the old stuff becomes obsolete. I think something that roguelikes do really well is that the fact that you're not guaranteed to get the best items in the game, but you will get some items, means that you are probably going to get to try out all the different items at some point. Like in a traditional RPG where you select skills, a lot of players are going to discover the most OP skill and not use any of the other ones, which is a bummer.
This is Arnold. If you happen to awaken while no one is present, I've prepared this for you to remind you of recent events to help clear your mind and put you at ease. The plague is ended. I have married and will become Prime Minister, just as you always wanted. My sister and brother are both here and doing well. Your last will and testament.
Cannot remain your mother's physician. The way you repeatedly deny her access to practice which would restore her lucidity is nothing short of a death sentence.
Written and approved. We all love you, Mother. Now go back to sleep. Rest. Everything is fine.
Great. I think any game that has upgrades, there's always going to be a most effective upgrade in the game, no matter what. However hard you try to balance it, some things to be more effective than other things, right? Is that an actual person?
Who are you?
I understand your curiosity.
That's cool.
I'm strange. I was a baker's apprentice in Dunwall Tower. A friend to Jessamine when we were girls. Then afterward, I made my name as a painter. Now, I'm obviously something much greater. I hope that satisfies you. Because you won't get more. I ought to just kill you. But I'm going to give you a warning for the sake of my sisters. Who were very impressed with you once upon a time. Stay away from me. There are great changes coming, and I'll expect you not to interfere. I have influence in places you won't expect. But as for Arnold Timsh, do what you want. I won't hold a grudge. I'm done with him.
Is that who you were looking for? Well, she's a bit of a bitch. And the artwork's hopeless. I know you have your reasons.
Yeah, I am a big fan of passive effects over activated abilities. You can't always do it right. It's easy to give the player a lot of active abilities that compete where you can only equip one of several. But it usually degenerates into an MMO-style rotation system where there's a correct order in which to use all of them. Poem by Delilah. Pretty Emily woke one day. She saw the world a different way. Her eyes now look like a stranger's guile, or look with a stranger's guile. Her dainty mouth smiled a stranger's smile. Her hands now worked a stranger's wrath. Feet now walked a stranger's path. Emily fed, and others grew stronger. The stranger's cravings drove her onward. No one who looked on Emily's face ever guessed who ruled in Emily's place. Thanks, statue lady. The correct choice problem is, like, basically unavoidable. I also like 14's lack of build choices, because no one has made an MMO that has real build choices at the end of the day, being realistic. The thing that 14 does that I think is genius, that I think every MMO should adopt... Hold on, let me deal with these guards real quick. When you queue into PvP in Final Fantasy XIV, you have a completely different ability set and rotation that's inspired by the PvE ability set and rotation, but at no point do they ever have to consider balancing a single set of skills for both PvP and PvE, and that is genius. And I think the next step is for you to have a unique build for, like, every piece of content. Like, here's a dungeon, here are the 5 skills in your rotation for this dungeon, and you'll probably see some things in common. But the problem ends up being you can't, like, design fun bosses and fun levels that work with all of your existing characters and classes, because something that you balance for, you know, fight A isn't going to work in fight B. So I feel like, you know, your open world skill set, your crazy, flavorful abilities, the ability to walk on water, the ability to turn invisible, stuff that would be busted in a raid, like, competitive PvE setting. There's no reason for you to have those skill sets be the same, you know what I mean?
We know you're here.
Timsh is here. Well, now we're killing the boss. Nice. Target assassinated. Didn't realize he was so close to me. Whoops. And he's dead. Took his war medal. That's your key card.
They're only a month late, and they've been good for it in the past. Normally, I wouldn't hesitate to invent a plague infection complaint against them and have all their assets seized.
Well, he's recording this.
To the boils, and they, as you know, are on the do not touch list. It's hitting a little too close to home. I'm afraid you may have to settle your dispute with them by some other means.
Okay, so I got the key that's going to let me get a rune, which is upstairs. I'm going to do that first and read this note really quick. Do we really need that alarm device in my office? It's ugly, the colors clash, and the cable is marking up the woodwork. Upstairs. Raids are an evolving meta too, which is what's frustrating to me. Like, all these games have these cool, fun, flavorful RPG mechanics that we can't have because it would make raids not work, but we should... There's no reason to balance open world abilities. That's a really cool painting. No reason to balance open world abilities using the same rules as raids or PvP. But Statue Lady looks like the second DLC character. Maybe it is her. So maybe that's how they introduce her. Daud is hinted at in the main. Well, you meet Daud and interact with Daud in the main game, and you meet her and interact with her in this first DLC. Cool concept. Spiritual remedies maxed out. The only thing I want is that bone charm. Is there a stair going down somewhere? Here we go. Love that it shows you their vision cone too. I wonder if that guy just spawned in. There's a chance for him to have walked over here the whole time. Thinking about stealing a painting, dude? Probably sneak up on him, but I don't want him to turn at the last second. Should have just gotten off the pot. Banana murder time. I wonder if Dishonored 2 addresses the detective vision problem at all. Don't spring the alarm. Should have turned the alarm off. Everybody? Anyone else? I tried to spring the alarm. Alright. There should be a bone charm not far from here. Directly below me. Okay. What are y'all's deal? Let me save really quick, in case they're friends. Use XP to change your build. Because the problem there is, like, feeling like you suddenly have to grind in order to change your playstyle. Like, that would really make me want to follow a guide. I understand you're concerned about security, but I trust the security of a key hanging from my own belt, not a combination lock. Lockpicks are a fable. In this setting, anyway. It's near me, right? Directly below me. Is a basement here somewhere? Bonded Galvani weave. Ouch. Must have been another way for me to have gotten in here in the first place.
I'd only just gotten this job.
Hard to believe. What was that? Oh no! Ah! Oh, can't someone help me? No, no, no!
It's fine. Just don't set the alarm. Place the items you wish to deliver on the tray. Use the dial to select the floor. Smoking lounge, Timsh office in the dining hall. Oh, this is how I could have killed him non-lethally. Right. But I accidentally just ran into him. Basement key.
Oh, guards! To me! Please help me! Take this!
Did y'all really just snitch on me?
Can't someone help me?
I just came down here to get a bone charm. You all really need to chill out. Where is the bone charm? There it is. What does it do? What does it do? Choking is faster. Well, not the way I'm currently playing. I see. This is where I would have thrown the stinky thing. Clever. I think I'm done.
We got a prowler on the loose.
Another bone charm.
Hey, I heard you.
You want to come check it out? Or are you just gonna banana stand over there? Take the tarot card, the world. It's for that side quest. Hey, I heard that, but I'm not gonna investigate it. Doo-doo-doo. Everything's fine, nothing is ruined. Alright. Where's this bone charm? Very easily win contested interactions. I don't think I've struggled with that so far, but turn this off for now. It's super interesting to think about. I think that there are satisfying and unsatisfying ways of doing things like that. I've yet to play the perfect game, and it might not be that there is a perfect game, it's that the XP system depends on the way the rest of the game is laid out. The problem is when you add an XP system that's not really connected to the substance and flow of the rest of your game. Like the XP system in the Souls series feels very tightly connected to the themes of the game, you know?
It's always satisfying, killing a rich bastard like Timsh.
The XP required to level up and the XP earned by killing enemies and souls is set up in such a way that you can grind, but it gets to a point where it's no longer really worthwhile to do so. It would take you forever and would be extremely boring for not a lot of payoff. I'm going to turn in this quest. Hold on. I already did that, maybe not. Oil tanks, oil tanks. Maybe it all is in the second area. I thought Granny was in the water district, I guess not. Outposts. Legal district. I thought it was done, I guess not. She doesn't like respawn up here, does she? Where was that granny house? There's no map in this game. Hey, Ludifex, how you doing? More guards outside. Guess I still need to track this down, maybe? I'm puzzled. I think my objective markers aren't working anymore, unfortunately. You can use it to avoid falling damage, it's cool. Paintings are so rad looking. The Path of Exile skill tree is set up in such a way that you're kind of encouraged to make a starter build and then later spend a lot of resources getting an in-game build, right? See if there's like some books here that I missed. It must be in this thing. Oh, I didn't realize I could open it. Whoops.
Doesn't mean himself the
Thought I needed a key card.
He's giving the inheritance to Delilah.
Okay, now I can get back to the outpost. It does show another rune up there. Hold on.
Huh? That might be worth checking out.
Oops. That went well. Need to get up on these things, don't I? Oops. Use that a little early. Apartment 10 key. Here we go. I found a secret. I found a secret. Almost crushed me. Hey, 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 hey.
Here's one last lesson, for old time's sake. The Barrister was a champion at finding his enemies' weak points, but he didn't see Delilah as a threat until it was too late. No one's watching Delilah now except you. And me, of course. I see everything. I see forever. And right now, I see a man walking a tightrope over a sea of blood and filth. The Empress is dead, and the water's rising. Don't end up like Arnold Timsh. He died before he could say his last words. For what it's worth, they were, "I'm sorry."
I murdered the hell out of that guy.
I hope it was enlightening.
Bleed on the card. Seems like this is a good idea. Make Granny happy. Burn the card at the hearth of a man who dreams of being Lord of all. Timsh? That's dark. Okay, hold on. Presumably they're talking about Timsh. It doesn't progress to another level. Let me get Blink 2 here. Right on. Now I can get Summon Assassin next time. Unaware enemies who don't see you turn to ash as they die. All enemies turn to ash. That's pretty sweet. New blink range is pretty great. I am a fan. Yeah, my max speed is much better now. I feel like they set the base run speed assuming you get upgrades later. Well, maybe that's not the right hearth. Have to be a fireplace that's already running, right? It might be for like an optional boss or something. Hey folks.
Be advised, a dangerous individual is currently at large in the legal district and or waterfront. Be advised, the individual who murdered Barrister Timsh.
Hey Thalia, how's it going?
Your uncle is dead. This is his will as a
Hi, Ben.
Uncle's dead. I've killed now, haven't I? My, how odd that feels. But you were promised information. Well, my uncle came under Delilah's spell. He was obsessed with her. Everyone knew she'd been a servant at the tower before she studied under Sokolov. She was a painter, an artist. Beneath my family's class, for certain. My uncle became infatuated. But he looked older and made us keep candles lit all night. He was afraid of the dark. One night we all went to Waverly Boyle's for a seance. It was an amusement. We didn't know what we were doing. I thought only the dead appeared at seances. But suddenly Delilah was in the room with us. My uncle nearly died of terror.
Because she turns into a statue. It's a cool power.
We saw her as if she was very far away, standing in the old Brigmore Manor, painting at an easel, painting a name. It was your name, Daud. That's all I know.
It's creepy.
I hope you find what you're looking for.
Yeah, me too. What's up,
so
Billy?
Much for the good barrister. He had it coming, though. Men like him can never trust anyone. His own niece turned on him. Are you ready to go?
Let's go home.
Veteran Hussey skill tree is opaque. Outsider shrines. That's why I got the lore pop-up, I see. Overall chaos, high. Spoke with Delilah. Delilah is a powerful witch who leads a coven that has moved into the ruins of Bringmore Manor.
Jessamine Caldwell's hands were all that was holding this city together. With her dead, the city was a fast disintegrating web of guardsmen, overseers, nobles, weepers. Maybe this was the world the outsider was trying to show me all along. For years, I'd held together a shadowy band of ex-mercenaries, street kids, and refugees through discipline and a bit of black magic. On the fringes of a city that ate up innocence and weakness. Maybe today was the end of that small world. I thought of Jessamine Caldwell's hands shuddering as she lost her grip on life. Whatever doom was coming, I deserved it.
I wonder if they plan to do this Daud DLC from the beginning, or if they just really liked Michael Madsen or something. New upgrades, improved armor, boot stealth. I like both of those. Reduced footstep sounds. Yep. Yep. Yes, sir. No favors. I think since I'm trying to get all the runes, we're going to go a little over on time here.
Master Daud, we've been attacked by overseers. The base is lost. The men are scattered, some captured by the overseers, and the leader is in your chambers as we speak.
That sucks.
If we can regroup and take out their leader, I believe we can still drive them back.
I want to know how the bastards found us in the first place.
Good question. Free 4 of your captured assassins. I feel like my only complaint with Dishonored from the first session was that the world building kind of comes at you in a strange order. We're like, oh, there are witches. Okay. Like, and it would be fine if you were playing a fish out of water character that had to be explained to. I feel like a setting like this is really important to understand the rules, like who the outsider is, that sort of thing really early on. How magic works, who exactly has access to it. Memoirs. Very sight of the animal is uplifting. Its size rivals the largest boats, and its songs resound across the ocean. Ends are as long as 2 men. I guess there are ghosts, for example, in the Dishonored universe. Which is fine. Fine with there being ghosts. Are you familiar with Whaler Foam? Second captain. The bloodiest whale hunter in all the Isles. It's the captain's deathbed memories. That's cool. Increased blink distance is the shit. Whoa, that's not the shit. I feel like you have blinking instead of an invisibility ability. You can kind of use the same thing to avoid detection.
Last time, where is Daud? You're only moments from death.
What's going on there?
Nothing to see here. Move along.
Talk or die, scum. It's all the same to me. Tell me where he's hiding. Your life ends at the count of 3. One.
I'll survive. I'll await your signal.
I feel like this level is familiar. Wonder if this is intersecting with any of the stuff from the main game, like if we're gonna run into Corvo at some point. Be eventually pretty cool. Alright, let's see. Bone charm not far from me. Can I drop down another step? Here we go. Oh, he's already dead. Bummer. What do you do? Drinking from faucets. Really? Alright. What are you gonna do?
The men aren't happy. The prisoners are secure. The interrogations have been unsettling. The ones that talk are worse than the ones who won't. And there's still no sign. Wait, it's you. I thought you
Magic won't work. Oh no, I'm stuck in a door. I think I got out of the door. Cut that shit out, dude. I want to use magic. Keeping me from getting close to you? Is that a thing? Well, that went well. Very sneaky. Taking the Commerce Building, a temporary headquarters, and set up in a nearby structure. I'm dealing with a number of captives. This should be very informative. We've achieved a total victory here, catching the enemy by surprise. Daud will show himself. Yep. Daud's log. Corvo lived protector of his Sarkonis, just as I once was. I've known that fact already, but it didn't matter until I recognized it in his face. Oh yeah, this is pretty cool. I hear a thing nearby, right? Maybe it's not as near as I think it is. Oh. Directly above me. Okay. Yay, Daud's key. Alright, I have one rune, so let's try this Summon Assassin power. Before we end the mission. Wow, that's a lot of books. Let me try hotkeying one of these things here. I'm pretty sure we were in this building in the main game. It really seems familiar to me.
This one's done. There isn't any fight left in him.
Down! Guard, to me!
Got you, buddy.
Untie me. Okay. I'll watch for your sign.
I guess I could have summoned an assassin into that room, potentially. 2 more of your assassins. I'll try. Please log the superstitious artifact. It's found on one of Daud's men in a training area. Find ammo in greater amounts. Ooh. Wonder if my new quiet boots will let me run. Without getting detected. Yeah, I totally remember this building. I made some sound, but that's okay. Killing bananas. Other guy needs to turn around. Banana murder. Feeling good. I totally remember this room. I must have reloaded here several times to have a memory of it. Magic whispering when using blink sounded like swag. I forget what we were saying enhanced eyes sounded like. Explosive bolts. Guy's dead already. There's a bone charm over there, though. Whoops. Nothing to see here. Shut up.
Where'd he go?
Right here, friend.
The Abbey doesn't train fools. I know someone's
Yay, summoned friend worked pretty well. Everything's fine, nothing is ruined. I don't know if they actually kill them if you're not fast enough. Curious.
This is a waste. These
Oh, I didn't get a stealth kill because I tipped this guy off, I guess. you stop that dude? Ow. Overseers are agents of the government, right? In this game? That's... teamwork? Okay, I think there was another rune not far from here. I do still want runes. Salt plans.
When I find you, it's gonna be bad.
Curious what the high chaos ending looks like for this one, you know? Thanks, friend. Oh, I can't summon more than one at a time, I guess. Oh, I can't because somebody's got a dampener nearby. Where are they at? Oh, sorry, friend. I can't even jump high when my magic's down. That sucks. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate your help. Good looking out, as they say. Let's go ahead and pop a mana thing. Cool. I don't know if Daud has to worry about high or low chaos. Interested to find out. That sounds great. I should have taken it earlier. There's enough runes to get everything in the DLC.
This map shows a coordinated sweep of the flooded district, but the overseers here didn't stick to the plan. Someone must have tipped them off.
Wanted, Daud, 5,000 coins. Excuse me. You're assassin.
What is your will?
Capture the remaining overseers. There's probably not many of them.
Capture as many as you can. Their plans are ruined.
Master Daud.
Hey guys.
Give me a report.
The overseer leader is dead. We gave his body to the river crusts. After
The audio's doing this
men,
weird thing.
they routed the
I'll try to fix it in a second. I think I know what's causing it.
The commerce building again.
I think it's a bug with the dampening device, guys. The effect is still running.
The others from the Abbey.
Where's Lurk?
I'm here. I was held up.
This takes place before the end of the main game, not of...
Oh. You.
Yes. Me.
Hey.
Everything is falling into place. Though I'd hoped the Overseers
Delilah.
were capable of finishing you in one try. Overseer Hume was just a little too ambitious.
Might try to save and reload to make the audio thing go away.
Left to play. Lurk.
Sorry, Daud.
Oh,
We knew
shit.
this was coming. Even if you didn't think it was so soon. You've been slipping. Ever since the Empress died. It's my time now.
Your little empires fall into bits. Your men are dead in the streets, and our dark-eyed friend has lost interest in helping you.
Quiet, Delilah. You're right. But I'm going to show respect. Daud. Blades out.
I did a good playthrough in my main playthrough. Whoa, she does a crazy shout attack? Okay, hold on, I need to... Oh, I can't save. I'm trying to fix this audio problem. I don't know how long ago that was, to be honest. 2.5 minutes? Probably fine.
This map shows a coordinated sweep of the flooded district.
Oh, it's still happening. That's so weird. Alright, I'm gonna turn the game off, then restart it. It's like the Overseer enemies that have the dampening device, they create this sound effect that makes the audio go womp, 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 womp. And I guess one of them, it didn't shut off, so it was making the audio from the dialogue womp and clip and stuff. So hopefully this fixes it. I think they just really like Michael Madsen and wanted to do more with Michael Madsen. I want to play as the Banshee chick. She's cool. Missions. Downloadable content. Load. Hopefully it's gone. Hopefully it's not like locked into the save file now.
This map shows a coordinated sweep of the flooded district.
I think it fixed it.
Here didn't stick to the plan. Someone must have tipped them off.
Tell them to capture.
What is your will?
Capture as many as you can. Their plans are ruined.
I'll have to watch that cutscene again, but that's okay.
Give me a report.
The Overseer leader is dead. We gave his body to the river crusts. After you freed our men, they routed the remaining Overseers. We control the Commerce Building again. They were planning a larger assault, but this group of Overseers attacked early, without the others from the Abbey.
Where's Lurk?
I'm here. I was held up. The Overseers had us trapped.
So she's special for having cool Banshee magic, I guess?
I knew it would come to this, Daud. It's our nature.
Well, I was gonna have a choice, but I summoned the guy. Good job, summoned assassin.
You once told me Billy Lurk was your finest pupil. Fast and strong with a sharp mind. It's no accident she was the only woman you ever trained. And she proved even more ruthless and deceptive than you thought. But she was no match for you. This is why, in a city of horrors, parents will scare their children with the legend of Daud, the knife of Dunwall, who never chose sides, who preyed on the city's lords, who never swore fealty, who brought down overseers, once even an empress. I wonder what the final chapter will be. What happens to scary monsters in the end?
That's when Corvo shows up. Two runes. Killed Billy, rescued all your assassins, eliminated all the overseers, armed with music boxes. Oh, that was it. That's cool. Seemed like a perfect length for that DLC. 3 stages. Discrete content, discrete level system. I guess we can start the second DLC. Wondering if I should split the recording here and try to have just 2 full playthrough recordings of each DLC like I did for Dark Souls. Yeah, I was wondering if they're gonna have me fight Corvo. It's interesting, like this game, as is true with a lot of stealth games, is not really built for boss fights. boss fights are such a critical part of these kinds of games, I feel like. Metal Gear Solid does it by having the boss fights be ridiculous, over the top, you know, using a very different style of gameplay from the rest of the game up to that point in most cases. But that's part of why the bosses were lame in Metal Gear Solid 5. Yeah. So we got 30 minutes left. Since these are all very self-contained episodes, I might just wrap a little early today. And then if we end up having to go over on the second DLC, we'll do that next week. Since they're all very self-contained, it seems nice to just knock it all out in one go. Michael Madsen. Yeah, but who's the person who says enhanced eyes? It gives me a sense that these run about 4 hours, even if you get all the runes, so I don't need to feel bad about exploring and reading lore books and that sort of thing. Such a cool setting. That seems like pretty high value DLC. I wonder how much this went for when the game first launched. I assume if you buy Dishonored now, you always get these 2 DLC items. Yeah. I guess you could do a thing where you can beat him and then in cutscene you die or lose or whatever. Yeah. That doesn't bother me. That happens in the first intended to be unwinnable fight in Sekiro. You beat it on New Game Plus, there's just a cutscene that shows you lose for arbitrary reasons. It's fine. I think there's value in the meant to be unwinnable fight. It can feel cool to actually win when you weren't supposed to. The value of losing for real when you do it the first time can be pretty strong. Like, I don't like unwinnable fights where it's not clear that it's meant to be unwinnable, if that makes sense. In my rule, if I'm going to have an unwinnable fight in my D&D game, I make the enemy do 999 damage or some obscene number that communicates clearly to the players you're not supposed to win this, you know? Well, there's a difference between... There's a few different ways you can do it. You can have meant to be unwinnable, but it's not really communicated that it's meant to be unwinnable. Meant to be unwinnable, but you can technically win if you're really, really good or patient. Meant to be unwinnable, and it's abundantly clear that it's meant to be unwinnable. Like, at some point, the third one is effectively a cutscene that you get to control the camera in, right? That sort of thing is especially frustrating in JRPGs, where you can kind of out-heal the damage in some cases. It's better for the boss to just show up and wipe you. Even if you're using combat as a fancy style of cutscene. You get to an unwinnable phase, and in that unwinnable phase it's clear that you're meant to lose. But you could die sooner and the game would progress in the same direction. I think that's probably fine. Excited to play this second DLC and play Dishonored too. I forgot how rad this game is and how rad the setting is. I think I got a better handle on the the stealth mechanics. Just know I gotta grab full speed ahead on getting Enhanced Eyes 2 as soon as possible. I think I picked it up pretty late in the main playthrough, maybe? I'd have to watch the VOD. You can experience the upside-down difficulty curve of Dishonored pretty fast in the space of a 4-hour DLC. Cool. Yeah, I don't think I want to just do 24 minutes of the second DLC. I think we'll wrap a little bit early, and then if we have to go overtime to beat the second DLC next week, we will do that. And if we beat the second DLC with an hour or more remaining, we'll start Dishonored 2 right away. And then to make up some of the time, since we're cutting early on a voting system game, Andrea's going to be out of town traveling for work soon, so I'll try to do a extra hour voting game at some point when she's out of town. Thanks, folks. I'll let you know what's coming up for the rest of the week.